What's up? I just got done making some magic. I got some bouillon, vegetarian style. And I wanted to talk about progressiveness really quickly. I promise, I don't know if it's just that many airplanes in the sky or if it's just a coincidence. Every time I come out here, like every airplane want to fly. Like, it's that Miami shit. This is a helicopter. It's okay though. I wanted to talk on all aspects of progressiveness and bring it to a whole. For me, progressiveness is actually like a form of a downfall because everything is yin-yang balance of energies. So like if you're doing more of this, you're obviously going to be diluting on another aspect, but that's not a bad thing because sometimes if you're progressing towards your purpose, that could be beneficial, you know? And I always try to balance out the forms of progressiveness with something truest to my path and also something that's just positive in general. So like if it's something that you want to do, like saying you want to stop doing something, you have to recognize that it has to be supplemented with something else, and hopefully that it will be more positive towards your path. But even if not, you have to know that that is still part of your path. Today I did my first session of recording a poem on the week on a familiar beat, and it was just an interesting experience overall. Like if I could say what I gained from it is that I have come a long way, you know, lyrically and verbally. You know, I just appreciate my craft, and I was in there just laughing and geeking at myself and just thinking about the possibilities that could come from this, but in a form of progressiveness that I could connect to with that aspect. I would just say like the way that I knew how to float on the verse, that's something that a lot of people wouldn't pay attention to, but that's character that was built, and that character was built from the fact that every poem that I've done is a part of me, is part of my story, you know. And any form of progressiveness in this world and in the places that we're at, we have the opportunity to make it towards what we want. You know, it's up to us to take that up for advantage or not. But you have to recognize, just because you're trying to be progressive, you have to recognize that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily cater to that because it's not easy a lot of times, because you're going to deal with resistance from, you know, habit. So one thing that I've learned through being progressive is that it's okay to do it slow. I've been speaking about this a lot this week. That's why I was like, I should bring it up quickly in the conversation. But like, you know, when people think about what it is that you're doing, like if you're talking about artists, this person could create EP 8 songs in like 2 months, and then someone else takes 2 years, you know. And the quality, which one is to say best, who knows? That doesn't matter though, because that person could be on a whole different path from you. It could be both mastered and, you know, magically creative and all that stuff, and everyone can enjoy both. But does that mean that that person that did it quicker is better, or does that mean the person that took more time and learned through patience? Because I could tell you one thing, that patience that's a strong person to deal with patience and still persist and complete something. You've been to school for 4 years. Sometimes you could be like, you know, I've been here, whatever, I want to graduate on this year, but you're pushing that 5th or 6th year, you know what I'm saying, with people that you've seen come and then they catching up with you, you know what I'm saying? Like that can make you internally strong, and I look at that as a form of progressiveness. So it's not about the time concept that we connect to so much, but it's really about you going on a level where you can look back and see short timing or a long period of time, like just really look at the overall picture of how you became who you are. That form of progressiveness is something that you should always balance out and really just appreciate and be grateful for. You know, whether it's bad, whether you're on a path right now that you feel like you don't understand why, you know that that's part of the path. You know, progress is never just a straight line of just positivity, even though when you're looking back it looks like that. You have to remember that it's still a balance within everything that you're going through. But when you can look back and see the growth from a year ago, and you know, it don't feel like a year ago, that makes you realize just how important every day is. So progressiveness on the internal and really on the external, when you're connecting to people, treating people in the way that you would want to be treated. You know, if you think highly of yourself, allow people to recognize that and see you in that light, and you respect that and you hold that energy and you make those ties in, so that when you want that in return, there ain't no question, there's no second guessing about that. That's a form of progressiveness, because a lot of people out here, there's so many codes, and I feel like that shit is confusing. Like, just keep it real. Just do what you feel like you will want to receive. And that's progressiveness. So, it's all love. But you have to remember, as long as you keep on going, as long as you got breath, then sky is really the limit. Love to her shit.